LEGO is the most popular toy brand to ever exist. Some would argue Hasbro, some would even argue Mattel, but there is nothing that will ever be as notorious as the classic bricks themselves. But the explorations of the LEGO brand into multimedia franchises have also been pretty successful, like TV shows, movies, and obviously video games. LEGO video games are a comfortable little spot in the industry. They're very predictable and samey, and I guess that's what I kind of like about them. At the end of the day, they're still really charming, they still have a really good soul to them, but I don't know, sometimes it just feels a bit too samey. Doesn't mean that none of them can be great, just look at LEGO City Undercover, that game fucking slapped. But sometimes you'll find LEGO games that are more than just that. You can find legitimately great experiences that feel like they're doing their own thing. One of those being the first LEGO game ever created. LEGO Fun to Play on the Sega Pico, baby! Let's go! Wait, hang on. LEGO Island was released on the PC in 1997 and is a game that has been remembered and cherished all this time, and for good reason. I really love this game, and not because of nostalgic reasons. I didn't even really grow up with this game that much, but I will say that I did play a lot of LEGO Island 2 when I was young. That game and Cars International were the first two games I ever remember playing. However, LEGO Island 2 is a significantly different experience compared to its predecessor, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Peppa, what are you doing?
My best!
Anyway, back to LEGO Island. Before I get into the game itself, I want to mention the instruction manual. I wouldn't normally do this, but LEGO Island gave you a whole-ass comic book to present information to the player. This is unironically one of the coolest things I've ever seen in any video game. Anyway, let's actually start up the game.
Oops, you have to put the CD in your computer.
Whoops. Starting this game up will bring you to the info center with this spastic-ass dude, the Infomaniac, who truly is, as the name suggests, a maniac for info. Here we can do a couple of things, like interact with the radio or go up to this elevator to change the color of the sky, but that's really about it. LEGO Island stars 5 playable characters: Mama Briccolini, Papa Briccolini, Nick Brick, Laura Brick, and the star of the show, Pepperoni. First name Pepper, last name Roni. See what they did there? They all functionally play the same, with the only difference really being the way the characters interact with you. Not to mention delivering pizzas have different routes on the island based on what character you're playing as. Like I said, Pepper is the star of the show and is really the only character you can use to progress the story. So you drop your character icon into a select location and you are immediately brought there. First thing to mention are the graphics. This game looks pretty decent for 1997. The polygons on LEGO bricks and LEGO people look kinda great for the time being. However, walking away from them will bring out their low poly models, which are extremely noticeable. Not to mention this game kept breaking for me graphically. People would be missing parts, people wouldn't even load in yet you could hear their voices talking. Buildings would despawn, and this whole entire area just straight up disappeared when I looked in a certain direction. Suffice to say, there are some serious headaches that come with running old games on modern hardware. You might have also noticed how sharply I can turn in this game. This game uses tank controls with the arrow keys, and with a tap of left or right, you twist your neck so friggin' hard that your spine will snap. This is actually because I am running the game at 60 frames per second, which is apparently too much to handle. To accommodate for this, you have to play the game at 25 frames per second, which obviously doesn't match today's standards. I can look over this, because no matter how dated a game can be, a game can still be fun. Besides, there's a whole nother way to control your character. By simply pressing shift, you enter what is called the easy to drive mode, where you can take your mouse and guide it towards the direction you want to go in. This one feels much better to play with, surprisingly. The island itself is fairly small, yet still fun to walk around and explore, taking in the relaxing music, the primitive, aesthetically pleasing graphics, and coming across many other characters' wacky antics. That's another thing. There's so many random and comedic events that'll unfold before your eyes. This game is so full of charm and personality that you can even see in newer LEGO games. It's all really lighthearted and has a good soul to it. It's just a really charming experience overall. But you might be conveniently asking at this convenient time, what can you actually do in this place? Well, I'm glad you asked. You can build a buggy, drive a big tow truck. You can paint a jet ski. Alright, sorry, I got a little carried away there. But yeah, it's true, you can build multiple vehicles and customize them to your liking. The only way you can construct them is in this specific pattern, where the only thing that you can really customize about them is the color and decals on the specific bricks. I built this race car, meaning that I can now do the racing minigame. I can't wait to finally try this out for myself. Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Okay. This is obviously a lot to take in. Your car goes so fast. but is relatively easier to control once you get the hang of it. It's pretty fun to try to beat your previous records on this. The one setback is this damn skeleton, which no matter what method I try, keeps kicking me back about 20 seconds back into the race. Kinda sucks. Oh, what the? How was I supposed to expect that wall? Anyway, there is one other racing minigame, that being the jet ski one. I'm not even questioning that. Besides that, there's the minigames where you have to get from point A to point B on the island with a ton of road hazards. Whether that be pizza deliveries or ambulance drivings. Aw, come on down to the hospital where you can volunteer to drive one of our state-of-the-art ambulances. No experience required, no age limit. Just come on down today. When all this is said and done though, there's still only one way to truly beat this game, that being to build a helicopter and deliver a pizza to the main antagonist, the Brickster, who constantly belittles Pepper for not being able to read or do basic adult functions. Anyway, the pizza is apparently so hot that it can melt off the key to the gate, allowing him to escape. He will then hijack the chopper and steal the super brick, which I guess he uses to tear apart every single building, which is the main motive he has because, I don't know, maybe he was a high school reject or something? Anyway, the infomaniac informs us that we need a vehicle that can quickly move across the island, and despite 2 motorcycles being beside us, he suggests a skateboard. He goes around destroying buildings as you give chase, and you pick up the pieces of this helicopter he has disassembled. Eventually, he hides in a cave, so the police tell you that they'll take care of him, as you go around finding more helicopter pieces, which makes this bird chirping sound. Yeah, if your Lego bricks don't sound like that, I don't know what they sound like. So you find the pieces and you
build the helicopter,
which now has 2 guns that can fire donuts and pizzas. Donuts to direct the cops to where they need to go while also giving them a boost, and pizzas to lure the Brickster into a false sense of security until his untimely death is upon. Make sure to do this in a jiffy because the Brickster will tear down buildings while you're doing this with his shrink ray. I beat this on my first try. Yes, I know, certified gamer. And the ending is everybody celebrating Pepper's accomplishments and they're all super happy and everything. Yeah. However, if you fail this,
It's mine! All mine!
wow. What the fuck? Why are you trying to make children think about a genocide? Even the Brickster questions the morality of the situation for a second as Homer Simpson proceeds to cry in the background. To make matters worse, this was only a slice of the extended version which never made it to the final release. Seriously, it's catastrophically depressing how these war crimes are rubbed in your face. I wonder how many people in the audience are crying right now as I speak of this cutscene. Not when they're a kid, I mean like right fucking now. Wow. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Lego Island is a charming little experience that I think everyone should give a try. Not groundbreaking, but still pretty great. Not polished, but still a lot of fun. On an objective and technically modern level, it probably doesn't stack up, but does it need to? This game is still so much fun to pop in every once in a while, just walking around the island, absorbing everything nearby, maybe trying out that spastic jet skiing minigame. It's all really good stuff. This game is perfect just the way it is. I wouldn't change anything about it. 10 out of 10. And hey, maybe I'll talk about some other Lego games, like the previously mentioned Lego City Undercover. That one was pretty good. I played that one on the Wii U. Oh, remember that Lego Dimensions thing with Sonic the Hedgehog in it? I definitely need to talk about that. Oh, I also need to talk about Lego U!
Papa wants the mud sack.